AquaCal units can be easily upgraded to the new HP9 heat pump controller, allowing the user to take advantage of several exciting new features. The STK0225 upgrade kit contains step-by-step instructions and everything needed to make this conversion. The following should only be attempted by qualified persons that have the knowledge and experience to properly work with and test live electrical circuits. Before beginning any work, turn off power to the heat pump. Verify that power is off using a suitable test meter. Before starting the conversion, make sure your model has room for the new control board and the electrical panel. If you have an issue with the fit, contact AquaCal technical support before proceeding. Start by replacing the old display. Cut the tie wraps and unscrew the old display. When installing the new display, be very gentle when tightening the display screws. The surface can crack if the screws are over-tightened. Secure the display cable with a new tie wrap in the same location as the old one, making sure the wire can't shift and come in contact with the fan blade. On models with a pop-out display, make sure that the wire doesn't interfere with the operation of the mechanism. To get the display connector through the hole and into the electrical panel, it may be necessary to remove and cut the plastic grommet. Next, change the control board. As you disconnect each set of wires, label them with the terminal they were removed from. This will make it easier to reattach them later. If you have a reversing model, remove the blue wire from the fan relay and set this wire aside for later. Remove the screws securing the old control board. The new board is a little larger, about 1 inch higher and wider than the existing board, but the mounting screw pattern is the same. Be sure to use the correct mounting holes that have standoffs on the back. Do not use any of the holes with white rings around them. Those do not have standoffs and the board could be damaged. It's usually easier to mount most of the wires before securing the control board. Connect the display cable to LCD display. Using the wire connector adapters provided with the kit, connect the following: HP switch, LP switch or jumper wire, FS1 or flow switch. FS2 remains empty, 24 volt from the transformer. If you have a reversing model, there may be an extra red wire here. If there is, discard the dual adapter and set the wire aside for later. Rev or reversing valve if you have a reversing model. Otherwise, this remains empty. Comp or compressor contactor. Fan relay. If you have a reversing model, connect the red and blue wires that we set aside earlier to the HP2 terminal. Next, connect the water temperature sensor to WS. Then connect the defrost sensor to DS. Now, mount the new Defrost 2 sensor included in the kit on the left-hand side of the evaporator coil. It should go on the inside, approximately 5 to 6 inches in and 5 to 6 inches down. Take 2 of the tie wraps provided in the kit and cut the ends so they form a point. From the outside, carefully push them through the evaporator coil about 1 inch apart. Take a pencil or similar object and carefully separate the aluminum fins on the inside next to the tie wraps. Push the pointy end of the tie wrap back through the coil, insert the sensor, and snug up the tie wrap so the sensor doesn't move. It doesn't need to be super tight, just enough to keep the sensor in place. Route the new sensor wires into the electrical panel and connect to DS2. Next, we need to install the new secondary water temperature sensor provided in the kit. Make sure that the water circulation pump is off. Carefully drill a 3/8 inch hole next to the existing water temperature sensor. If your existing temperature sensor looks like one of these, it's time to upgrade that sensor as well with an ECS 0393. After drilling the hole, make sure the O-ring is in place and seated properly. Place the hose clamp around the sensor as shown. Tighten the clamp snugly, but be sure not to over-tighten it. Route the new secondary water temperature sensor into the electrical panel, connect the adapter, and connect to the terminal marked Air. Secure the excess wires from the new sensors with the tie wraps as needed. If you did not mount the board to the panel earlier, go ahead and secure it now. Double-check all wiring connections, and if everything looks okay, turn the breaker back on and re-energize the heat pump. When energized, the controller will prompt you to enter the unit model and serial number. It is essential to enter these numbers properly because different options and functions will be automatically programmed based on the model number. Be sure to hit Save Configuration. If you see any error messages, go back and double-check the wiring connections. If no errors appear, then your upgrade is complete. Need more information? Check out the installation manual included in the upgrade kit or available at AquaCal.com. Or you can also contact AquaCal's customer support department at 800-878-0998.